Good evening, everyone. Welcome into round 3 of season 9 here at the Ben for AK Racing. Joining me tonight for commentary is Joshua Hughes, who's one of our racers for in the Super 2 grid. How's it going, Josh?
I'm good, thanks for having me. Looking forward to doing this.
Most welcome. Thanks for coming along and making it a little bit more entertaining.
I'll do my best.
Did you have much of an opportunity to watch the IRL V8s yesterday or today? I don't know if you follow them.
I did. I pretty much spent the whole day on the couch.
Oh, nice. Very good.
I had to watch the experts, get some tips.
Watch how they do it in real life.
Yeah, lot better than me in the virtual life, that's for sure.
Yep, that goes double for me as well. It was probably the first time ever, actually, that I watched an entire race weekend of the real thing, so it was entertaining, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was the first one of the season, obviously, so it was good to sit down and watch it.
Yeah. Good point to jump in, I reckon. Hey, Shaggy, how you going? How I be? I'm doing well. Josh seems to suggest that he's doing well too, so getting keen. Suppose you better jump on. That's probably a good idea.
So that's the app activated. I'll jump back in the server.
Yeah. So tonight's racing should be pretty interesting. The race lengths being what they are. So the first race tonight is a 20-lap race with no mandatory pit stop. But 20 laps around here is going to be a bit touch and go on a set of tyres, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. 20 laps, I mean, the super softs, I mean, it'd be a stretch. You get 20 laps out of that.
Yeah, I imagine the super softs probably don't last any longer than, I don't know, I want to say 5, maybe 10 laps total.
Yeah, I reckon 10 is probably the absolute limit. I chucked some laps earlier today on some super softs, and they fell away pretty quick.
I can imagine. You're fine for qualifying, but beyond that, I think you'd be a bit touch and go. Pretty long on
Yes,
the
I'd be
tooth for a super soft, yeah, for sure.
very interested to see if anyone decided to gamble a super soft.
Yeah. Then again, would you get 20 laps out of a set of normal softs, do you think? Or would they be coming along a fair bit by the end of the race? You probably might be struggling. So while
With
you
my
don't...
driving, with my driving style, I reckon 15 laps, and the last 5 would be a nice struggle.
Be a bit messy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
fair enough. I suppose we'll see what happens once we get underway for the race. But if people can make a set of tyres last for 20 laps and have enough fuel on board to not have to do a stop, there'd certainly be an advantage in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not working. There we go. So we've got a few guys in the 147s doing pretty well there. That's good. Weru boy, thank you for the follow.
It's fairly tight across the top of the field there.
I think that's been a huge benefit in having enough people participate this season, enough to be able to split the grid up and have that really tight field going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I know for myself in Super 2, it's been a lot closer racing, which is good. These main grid boys are just way too quick for me.
Yeah, I understand that one very well. Hello there, Mr. Fazari. I'm well, thank you. How are you? Let's see if let's see where Betts is at, and if he can pull 2 and a bit tenths out of his time, get up into that 47 mark. He's got about a minute to do it before we kick over to briefing.
Yeah, I reckon he's got it in him. Betts surprises me all the time. He's actually pretty good.
Yeah, he's very quick. Oh, whatever he did there, he threw it away on that last bit there.
Ooh. A little bit too much jandle on that one.
Just a little. Right, so I'm going to head off and do the race briefing. I will be back with you all in a few minutes. I'll leave you in Josh's capable hands. For the time being, I will put up the relevant standings video showing the standings that of everyone that's racing and where they all sit thus far after the first 2 rounds. But yeah, I'll be back with you all shortly.
Cool. good, babes.
Alright, and here we go for qualifying. We do have a couple of minutes until the qualifying session actually goes live. It doesn't actually go live until the 12-minute mark. Sorry, the 15-minute mark. So in about 20 seconds, they will be underway and we will see how it all pans out. And here they go for their first cracks at it. I haven't driven this track in a very long time.
It's long. It's very long.
It is. The only thing I really remember is the left-hand side tyres just not wanting to anything after a few laps.
Yeah, those sweeping right-handers always seem to lose grip out on the left.
Yeah. Slampson, what supercar mod is this? This is the V8 Corsa mod, but it's been tweaked a little. We've tweaked it for our own use. We'll have a look and see if I've got this set up correctly. I do. Ish.
Ish.
Make that a little bit bigger. Alright, cool. There we go. That's now sorted out. Can I download my one somewhere? Look, your best bet is to try the V8 Corsa mod to begin with. Ours is a little different. We've modified it purely for the people that race in our series. If you are interested, you can type in the chat !Discord, I believe. I should actually put that in the title. And that should give you a link to our Discord server, which from there you would be able to get links towards such. So how we're looking at the moment. Nobody's quite managed to put in a proper lap just yet, although Zach O'Reilly's coming around to finish one up. Nope, Discord didn't work. What about that? There we go. Join. I should have known. So Zach O'Reilly comes across with a 147.3, setting the gold standard.
That is pretty quick.
It is. Yes, it certainly is.
I have seen some 146s.
Oh, okay. So practice times weren't far off that. Has anyone modded the Gen 3 cars yet? No, not yet. There are body models for them, but not working car mods yet. So, Scotty 29, thank you for the follow. Scluna bangs in a 47.5. See if Chris Munro can improve.
He's definitely...
He's not going to improve doing that. Or if he does, he's going to get in trouble for doing it.
It's a lot of grass cutting.
That's one of the lines of all time, that's for sure. Alright, how about Bets? What's Bets up to?
It's a good looking car.
That livery is fantastic. Bets manages a 47.9, while Cotter throws in a 47.5.
O'Reilly's done another quick lap with a 47.0.
Oh, he has. Odino89, thank you for the follow.
Looks like Munro's starting the lap. See if he can hold it together for this one. No, he's got some times.
He's definitely got some pace under him, but getting him to put it together, I think, is the question at the moment. And Delaney usually has a lot more pace under him as well, so...
Such a hard part of the circuit, this part.
Is this through PC or console? This is on PC, unfortunately. Mods for console are very, very difficult to do, / non-existent in a lot of cases. Oh, and Munro's thrown it out.
Yep.
Alright, well.
Oh, did he take out Delaney in that?
I'm not sure if he made contact with Delaney there.
I'm sure that would have hurt Delaney's lap regardless.
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't have been great.
He's done no favours there either.
No. Matty Richards manages a 48.2, which is very good pace from him.
Yeah, it's good to see him up that high in the order.
He's
definitely a very capable driver.
He's definitely a capable driver, yes. Doesn't always have as much time to practice as the others, so it's good to see him up there. check in with some of the guys a bit further down the order for the time being and see how they travel. Luke Raff and O2NM, thank you for the follow. Welcome in.
Pretty surprised to see. Sorry.
No, you're alright.
I'm pretty surprised to see Fergo down 17th there.
Actually, yeah, you're not wrong. He's usually much further up the pecking order. He's thrown it wide at turn 1, by the look of things.
Doesn't look like he's having a good time out there.
No, he's probably just waiting for a bit of a gap on track. Slots it in. Yeah, usually he's up in that kind of top 10 or 15, give or take. Daniel Walsh managing a 48.2, so our top 4 are in the 47s, with Nick Mello very close to being able to crack that margin as well. And there it is, Chris Munro's managed his lap, put in a 47.2.
It's pretty tight between 7th and 11th there. There's very little time in that.
You're not wrong, actually. Less than a 10. Yeah, for the most part, a 10th in it, which is great to see.
Should hopefully make for some exciting racing.
Three minutes left of qualifying. Oh, it's kind of the pointy end now. It's you haven't got a lap you're happy within now. It's getting to a point where it's almost time to think about getting a move on and getting out there on track. Walsh moves up into 5th, and now we've got 6 drivers in the 47s.
It's a good lap from Walsh. I think he's a new driver this season.
He is new to AK this season, yes.
Out there proving his place.
Yeah, we've had a few new names this season, which is good to see.
Munro's going to put in one last-ditch attempt.
Monroe's having another go. Titan Clares. Titan Clares. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. Thank you for the follow. Let's see if Chris can improve. Wilson's figured they've done as best they can. Chris will probably throw it across the line with just enough time to have one more go at it. Which he actually needs to, because he's on an outlap right now.
Yeah, he's cut that nice and close, but...
So, yeah, pretty much as close as you want it. Can he improve?
Put the pressure on himself to do one more lap.
So a few of them are now as done as they're going to get. While Chris finishes up or works on his lap, we'll see if Andrew Ferguson, no, that was not Andrew Ferguson, that's Andrew Ferguson. See if he can improve on his lap time with the last few corners. I believe he's up a little bit on his time, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. No, he's coming into pits. Luke Newing is working on it as he throws his car over the line. Can't quite improve. Delaney. Actually, Chris will finish up before Delaney does. What can he make of this lap?
He's a fair bit slower through sector 2.
Can't quite improve, unfortunately. And James Delaney, last car of asking, also can't improve. So there's our qualifying order, with Zach O'Reilly bringing in pole position, Chris Munro on the second step, and Matt Cotter on the third. We'll be right back with you as soon as the race 1 session goes live. Alright. So we've got a couple of minutes until the race starts. But if I can get this to work properly, probably. Yep, there we go. Ooh. I'm no good at that. Here's our starting grid. Chris O'Reilly in first, Chris Munro in second, somebody who's not in the server yet in third, Matthew Cotter, actually who's in third, Daniel Cicluna is in third, Matt Cotter in fourth, Daniel Walsh in fifth, Adam Betts in sixth. These are all very, very horrible views. Let's do this. This will give me a better perspective. There we go. So Adam Betts in fifth, Nick Mello in sixth, Stephen Marsden in sixth, James Delaney seventh, Scott Garrick in eighth. Mouse wheel for clarity, you say, noted, I'll give that a go next time. Matthew Richards in ninth, Andy Castle in 10th, Lawrence Smith in 11th. Mr. McEwen, whose first name eludes me right now. Brian Campbell, this is his first race back with us for quite some time. He's an old name, he's been with us for a while, but hasn't raced for a while. With Harley Marshall alongside him, Luke Newing, Andrew Ferguson on the second to last row, and Thomas Wilson at the back. And then these are just our safety cars. Alex McEwen, that's him. Thank you, Fries. I usually remember those things, but not tonight.
It's all about last names, right?
Yeah.
It's good to see no one's taking the gamble with the super soft tyre.
I don't have that data just yet. Actually, I do if I do this. Yep, nobody has bothered. They're all on softs. I think they're all going to try it straight off the bat. And the lights are up, and they're out, and off we go. The camera angles on this mod are pretty decent, so we should have a nice clean look at everything as it happens. As they all filter down into turn one. Betts has gone a bit wide, but other than that,
Munner has already made it past O'Reilly.
he has indeed. Alright, if I do this real quick. There we go. So a few people are jostling for position as they move around. But at the moment, it looks like Chris has decided that he wants to make it his race.
Munner and O'Reilly are just starting to gap the field there a little bit.
Yeah, certainly. They've pulled about a second out of things already. Just not even a lap in, and they're making life difficult for everyone else. We'll leave them to it. Let's see what we've got going on here.
I think it was a relatively clean start by everyone.
So far, so good. Yeah, certainly. So have a look at a few different things. A lot of different cars working on a tow down that main straight. Best they can. Cotter makes his way up past the Cluna.
It's a long straight too.
Oh yeah. Probably get quite a good bit of time coming up that straight. And we've got a car off in the background there. That looks like Lawrence Smith, who's come a cropper. While we see Marshall and Ferguson battle it out for those last couple of spots. And you've got Richards and Castle battling it out as well.
Yeah, they're having a good little battle.
Yeah.
A little bit of rubbing. Rubbin's racing, right?
That's it.
This is one of those tracks you just don't want to find yourself out on the grass too far, because you can spend a long time out there.
No, certainly not. Oh, and the tower's deciding it wants to do its usual thing. You will find that with this timing totem, that sometimes the positions won't quite look right, but they usually make themselves up fine within half a lap or so.
Munro and O'Reilly just continuing to open that gap.
Yeah, they want nothing to do with anything that's going on behind them at all, do they?
No, it is pedal to the metal for them and see you later.
Yeah. Looking on the map, we've got those two well out in front. We've got a little three-way pack. Most of the tight battle seems to be going on towards the rear end of things. But as it all plays out, I'm sure we'll see everything as it goes on.
Out there.
Yeah.
It's Newing.
We've just had Garrick overtake Betts for 9th position. Betts wants another go at it into the second last corner. He's still holding strong into that final corner. And he pulls it back. Carson moves over to see if he can make any ground in turn 1.
Sticks the nose down there, but doesn't quite get it done.
Locked up a little bit, but nothing major.
It's a good little three-way battle between Betts, Garrick and Castle.
Yeah. So normally I have a few more graphics up on this screen at this point, but unfortunately they don't work with this track mod. The track mod itself, the track map, doesn't lock in with where it should be, and cars coming up the track where they are now currently sits off to the side, so unfortunately, the normal graphics aren't with us tonight, but we will push on and do what we can. I think Richards is getting himself involved in that battle as well, by the things.
Yeah, he seems to have caught up to the back of them.
Okay, the timing tower is now under the impression that it's up front, but it's not. Standard. It'll sort itself out in time. As Richards gets a bit taily. Move back to Walsh and see if he can make up any ground on Nick Mello.
He's definitely having a good sniffle over the back there.
Do have a little bit going on with Andrew Ferguson, Ryan Campbell and Harley Marshall down at the tail end of proceedings. Like you were saying during quali, it's odd to see Fergo that far down the order, usually a little bit further up.
Yeah, I guess he's probably struggled a little bit with car setup this time, maybe.
Yeah, it's possible.
Marshall runs wide there.
He's given Fergo the opportunity he wants. Not quite enough. Marshall will get the better run out.
See if Fergo can outbreak him into turn 1.
Probably as good an opportunity as I can get on this track. You've got there, and then I believe it's 5. Campbell gets himself involved again after dropping back a little. Oh,
and he tagged him.
Campbell's tagged him. But he's hanging out for a second. Let's have
Looks
a
like
look.
he's going pretty slow. Gonna let Fergo back past.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing the nice thing. Good on him. Good on him. You don't see a whole lot of that, but it's always good to see. And here we got Matty Richards giving Andy Castle a hard time. Everyone seems to be spreading themselves out.
Yeah, that's been out quite nice. Packs here and there.
Yeah. See if anyone decides that they need to take on some fresh tyres to see if it gives them any kind of advantage, but be inclined to think that any advantage gain will be wiped out by the stoppage time.
Yeah, 100%. set of these tyres last 20 laps.
Yeah, I feel like it might be a hard ask, but there would definitely be people that can do it. They're all probably waiting for race 2 so that they can do 2 stints of 15.
Good to see Ferguson and Campbell still having a battle down the back of the grid
They
there.
are too. Those two and Walsh and Mello at this point. Walsh is slowly pulling time out of Mello.
Definitely had a nice line through turn 1 there.
At this point, it looks like Walsh is just having a hard time making it work behind Mello because now we've got Betts and Garrick coming in to have a look as well.
Mello's definitely doing a bit of a defensive driving there, making that car as wide as he can.
It's certainly the optimum strategy.
Walsh will have to make sure he keeps a good eye behind him. These other two start to catch up. And
yeah, it looks like Betts wants to make a move, which he's done, getting late on the brakes. Makes it work.
that's a good bit of driving there by Betts.
Fantastic driving. Garrick's having a crack at it too. Can't quite pull it off. And now it's just damage limitation for Walsh to see if we can hold Garrick off. But it looks like Garrick's just a little bit braver on the brakes in that second last quarter. Valiant effort, but not quite enough.
Just like that, you're battling for position and then you've lost 2.
Yeah. You might be able to hold on to this spot for 9.
Don't give up without a fight.
No, certainly not. Garrett gets the switchback. I think Walsh is not ready to give up without a fight, but he's also... he's not overly cautious. I was about to say he looks like he's being a bit cautious about trying to not cause any havoc, but they're working on it. It's like Castle's getting involved too.
Yeah, Richards on the back of him.
Yeah. Richards and McEwen licking their lips, waiting for something to kick off in front of them.
Just makes me wonder if tyres are just falling away a bit.
9 laps in, you would hope not, but you know, it's possible.
Struggling a bit.
Walsh is trying to cover things off, can't quite. Oh, he's tapped in, but he's given it up.
Now he's got swallowed.
Richards sort of says thanks, guys. Moves up. McEwen's also having a bit of a moment to try and capitalise as well. Big tight racing down here. This is fantastic.
Yeah, they're doing well. It's pretty clean too.
Looks like the big winner is Andy Castle. He's He's pulled it off. Richards
See if
covers off
all the
the
way.
inside. Oh, Garrett gets a bit locked up, but he holds on to it.
Did well to hold on to that then.
Very well.
So Castle's just starting to pull away a bit there.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, leaving these lot to fight it out.
Yep. I get the feeling Garrett's probably working his tyres a little bit harder. He seems to be getting a little bit taily more often than everyone else.
Yes, that won't fare well for him at the later stage of this race.
No, unless he's deciding he wants to pit partway through, which probably isn't ideal.
No, like I said earlier, I just don't think they'll get the time back.
No, certainly not. But at the moment, this is where the action is.
Yeah.
Although Betts is sort of half a second off of Mello ahead of him. So we switch over and have a look there. Chris Munro is still holding on to that commanding lead. He hasn't quite run off with it. Zach's keeping him honest.
Yeah, Riley's just poking around the back there. It's a big gap back to Cicluna.
Another bit of a battle shaping up for 12th by the look of things. Let's go and have a look there and see what that's all about. Okay, so Wilson, McEwen and Walsh are doing what they can for those spaces on the fringes of the top 10. Actually. Was looking like Betts was going to make a move on Mello for a moment, but not quite. Looks like everyone is easing off a smidge.
Yeah, I think everyone might have had a look at that. They're only 12 laps in.
Yeah.
Tyre conserve mode a little bit.
Maybe. I suppose these are all things you've got to look forward to next weekend.
Yeah, it gives me a good insight.
Have a look at who gets wobbly and how aggressive they are as a driver, and then apply that to your own race. Richards puts it in the grass a little bit, but holds onto it. And Betts looks like he's having another go at Mello here. Not quite alongside enough.
It's definitely giving it a red hot go.
Certainly is. Oh, he's locked it up and gone a little bit slippy. Just kind of thrown it away a little. And this little battle pack from 14th up to 10th or 9th thereabouts, it's certainly closed themselves up. That second little pack brought themselves up a bit.
Yeah, this could turn interesting into the later stage of this race.
So Zach O'Reilly is doing what he can to pull time out of Chris Monroe there.
Yeah, he's closed that gap a bit.
So this Betts and Mello battle has seen Castle join in.
Yeah, just jumped on the back of Castle then. Sniffing around.
Just waiting to see if they make a mistake that he can rub his hands together and capitalise on.
It's just dropped off a little there.
It's on the outside of Mello, yeah.
Yeah.
Tries to do an interesting attempt at a switchback-ish.
It's definitely all over the back of him applying that pressure.
No, it's good to see. Looking like each car from 8th down to 14th is less than or just on a second apart.
It's definitely nice and tight through the middle there.
Betts is having a move here, working on it. Everyone gets a bit slippy, but nobody makes contact. But he made it work.
Yeah, Mello's run a little bit wide there.
Castle and Walsh trying to hold on to their relative spots.
Mello's given Betts a bit
Richards
of a bump.
goes around.
Oh, it's a shame.
Walsh is moving on McEwen.
Gets it done down the
Makes
inside.
it happen.
Nice and clean.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot more clean passes in this main grid than there is Super 2.
What's funny is the first round Super 2 race was cleaner than the main grid race for round 1. Strangely enough. And then round 2 happened and it just went the other way.
Yes, I know. Round 2, I had a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, I think everyone was just ready to get the gloves out. Castle runs a bit wide and throws away a couple of spots.
Hidden Valley's a great track, but it's tight and there's not a lot of passing opportunities.
Yeah. These guys are all going defensive into turn 1. McEwen's alongside Castle. Castle figures he'd rather not have a wider line. Holds onto his spot. Garrick says hello, thanks. Wilson's having a look as well. Very tidy little battle.
Yeah, the fight for 10th.
Yeah, it's on.
Top 10's where you want to be.
Yeah, certainly.
Cotter's closed the gap a bit on Cicluna up the front.
He's
starting to have a sniff.
Yeah. Bring that up as well. It's gotten very close. I think maybe young Daniel has worn his tyres through a little bit. It's definitely getting to that point of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Cotter will be hoping he can get himself a podium finish.
He'll certainly be chasing it and keen for it, that's for sure. Walsh is ready for a move on Mello as well, by the look of things. These guys have been battling away like crazy this whole race.
Yeah, they're going to be exhausted after this.
Oh yeah.
Cotter's now all over the back of Cicluna.
Sure is. He's doing everything he can.
Cotter can get the draft down the straight. He might have a go here at turn 1.
He might be working on it, yeah. Not quite close enough, but gets himself nice and set up for the next run at it.
Here's that trademark torpedo. It's written down the side of the car.
This battle for basically, what are we looking at? A battle for 8th is shaping up for 4 different cars as well. Walsh gets a bit wobbly. Castle looks up the inside. A little bit of rubbing. Makes that work. Wilson and McEwen are also battling.
They got 2 laps to go.
Well, Mello got a bit taily and has been given the adulator.
The royal punt.
Castle kind of runs off with it as best he can. We'll while you're watching that battle, I'll flick over and give us a run at the top couple. Actually, no, we'll see this battle with Potter and Cicluna. Mello pulls past Garrick.
Yeah, makes a nice move down the inside there.
It was fantastic.
This is neck and neck racing by those guys.
Here we go, the final run at it. Chris Monroe's got a very tidy little gap. Assuming he doesn't make a meal of it, he should be pretty good there. When it runs a bit wide. Not quite a big enough mistake for Cotter to capitalise.
Battle further back, settle down a little bit.
Mm.
Giving each other some room.
They've probably all realised that it's probably time to sort of take what they can get and not take too many risks.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be binning it this time.
No, certainly not. Although O'Reilly is now 2/10 off of Munro. O'Reilly's throwing it up the inside. I'm not sure if there was contact on that, but it was looking pretty wild, that second last corner move.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they did come together.
Yeah. And they bring it home for 1 and 2 respectively. Cicluna and Cotter still going out as well. Cicluna manages to hold on to that bottom step on the podium. We got Stephen Marsden, who's obviously had a bit of a lonely race all on his own, but he's usually right alongside Fergo. James Delaney brings it home as well. Adam Betts. Yeah, it looks like Fergo's a fair bit down the order, so not quite where he usually is. Andy Castle for 8th, Tony Walsh for 9th, Scott Garrick 10th. As the rest of them bring it home to finish up the race.
Good work by those guys down there.
Yeah.
The 10 plus there, they had some good battles and kept it nice and clean.
Marsden is working on a bit of circle work there in celebration of his top 5. He's done well. Done very well to stick it in the top 5. Good on him.
I always feel like this is one of those tracks that can go one of two ways. You're either going to have some good battles like we did, or everyone's going to be spaced out.
Yeah, definitely.
But that was very good.
That was a fantastic first race. And we will be back with you very shortly for race 3. Welcome back. Here we are for race 2, where we have a 30-lap race on the cards, where they will each need to do a mandatory pit stop. A little bit of time before we get started. I will see if I can do some of this, perchance. Some of that. Go again. There we go. So Scott Garrick has pole position alongside Daniel Walsh after the top 10 reverse grid. Andy Castle and Adam Betts round up row 2. James Delaney and Stephen Marston for row 3. Matt Cotter and Daniel Ciclin are on row 4. Chris Munro and Zach O'Reilly on row 5. Thomas Wilson, Alex McEwen on row 6. Nick Mello and Harley Marshall on row 7. Luke Newing, Matty Richards on row 8. Rain Campbell and Andy Ferguson on row 9, and Lawrence Smith at the rear. We'll be underway in a little over 30 seconds.
Reverse top 10 is always interesting.
They certainly are. And it seems as though the lights are about to get going. 6 lights on. And they are off. Looks like Garrett gets a pretty good start. Everyone else is getting a little bit squiggly. He just sort of sails off. Catches later.
He just dropped the hammer and said, "See you later."
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
So fairly clean through turn 1 there.
So yeah, they're working on it. Could have been a lot worse. Alright, we'll do a bit of this. We'll do some of this and some of this. Cotter's making up as much ground as he can. The top 3 haven't really changed though. Oh no, Castle's moved himself up into 2nd position for the time being, which is cool. Delaney's on the hunt to try and pick up as many spots as he can. We've got a lot of close racing down at that rear end of the pack as well. Gets a bit wobbly, holds onto it. Cotter's trying to have a look up the inside of him. Not quite there for it just yet. Looks like the only car to take on some super softs is Thomas Wilson, which is an interesting move. Everyone else has jumped onto the softs.
I wonder if that's my plan.
Well, I feel like you could probably get 5, maybe 6 laps out of the Supers here. So maybe sort of do 5 or 6 laps on them and then come in and do your stomp onto a set of softs. And if they were feeling okay at the end of race 1, maybe you can get that sort of 25, 26 laps out of them. So Riley moves up the pack a little bit there. These guys that are used to being up the front are sort of doing what they can to make their passes clean. It's good to see. Got us right up the rear of Delaney. While those guys up the front just sort of pull away a little bit. O'Reilly's pulling out beside Marsden. Connor makes a move on Delaney. Delaney goes for the switchback. He's ready into turn 3 to hold on to it.
Not going to give up that position easily.
No, certainly not.
Clooney's starting to have a sniff at the inside there. Sorry, Marsden.
Still early days yet, but they are doing everything they can to make the most of it as early as possible. But yet again, we've got from position 5 down to position 13 with everyone less than half a second away from one another. This absolute train going on.
Makes for some good tight racing.
Riley's having a look down the inside. I reckon Delaney will go for the switchback again to hold on to it.
Who was that that just took an excursion across the grass then?
Yep, Marsden's had a bit of an incident by the look of things. Let's dip back down here and see how this massive train is going. Actually, we'll sit up the front end of it. I think for the first few laps, this big, massive midfield is just going to be a lot to keep an eye on. Try and find the widest angle we've got, and that looks like it. Try and capture as much of the action as possible.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, this mod has some really good wide angle shots. A lot of them seem to be too tight to be able to capture much at once. Now I think it's all about keeping it consistent. Doing what you can to look after your tyres and your fuel. Minimise how long you need to stop for. from memory, you get about, you can take on about 28 litres worth of fuel in the time it takes to do a tyre change from memory.
That's a good memory, because even I can't remember that.
It was that a long time ago. Whether it's changed, I don't know. I'm sure somebody's done the math and figured it out what it is currently.
Be interested to see if everyone sort of comes in around that lap 15 mark, or...
See if anyone wants to go for a different strategy.
Cotter's just gone for an excursion across the grass there.
Oh.
Came out of that relatively unscathed though.
Yeah. He's dropped a couple of positions, but he's...
kept it nice and straight.
Yeah. Done what he can to hold on to things. Tell you what, these guys out the front are loving this for sure. Scott Garrick out in clean air. Andy Castle's got a nice bit of a buffer in front of him and behind him. And then it's Daniel Walsh, who is only now going to have to start fighting Zach O'Reilly off 6 laps in. Cotter's going to make a move on Delaney. A little bit of a bump. Sent Delaney out a little bit wider than he should have. We'll see if the... Right, so the... So O'Reilly's made his way past Walsh. And a bit of an update with the Delaney Cotter incident in turn 1 there. The race directors have asked for it to be redressed. Bit of a hip and shoulder into turn 1, didn't quite work out. Now Cotter's got to make it happen again.
There's a bit of a train there going on behind Delaney. The server's having a bit of a wobble, but it's fixing itself up a bit. Seems to have stabilized itself. Very good. It's never good when that happens. Last thing we want to see in the server issue. No, certainly. Yeah, exactly. You want it to be as stable as possible. Making moves shortly. Somebody's disconnected.
Oh, no, he's back. Looks like something's happened in turn 1 and we've missed it. No, we haven't missed it. It's just the timing tower doing its thing.
Good, good.
Cicluna and Delaney are swapping spots. As they all back themselves up into turn 6 there. That is 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's... God, it gets a bit wobbly.
Jeez, did well to hang on to that.
Yeah. I think that's part of his driving style, though. He likes a very loose rear end, while Castle has a bit of a run in the sand there. It's a shame. Everyone does what they can to get out of his way. And he goes off again. He'll be kicking himself for that one, but he's still in the top 10.
Hopefully be able to tag on the top packet.
Yeah. Wilson's coming into pits. It's a little early. Maybe he's got some damage to look after, or who knows. Delaney goes a bit wide on the skids. Definitely braking later than he probably should have. He didn't clean anyone up in the process though, so that's good.
It's always a bonus.
Yeah. It's always scary locking up, jumping on the anchors and realizing you no longer have control of the car, and seeing all the traffic in front of you thinking, I'm going to hit that, and then you don't. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't want to say how many times I've done that. I'm in Super 2 for a reason.
The Super 2 guys put on just as good of a show. So it's Luna close to Cotter and Delaney close to Castle. Can't find that wide angle camera. I think this is it. Matty Richards has come in for his pit stop. And everyone's either settled themselves into their rhythms by the things.
Oh, Garrick just found himself in the wall.
He's in the pits, so I'm guessing he's probably belted the wall on his way in. Nope,
Yes, I just had a vision of him in the wall.
Alright, so he's probably thrown himself into the wall and teleported back to pits.
That's a shame. He was doing quite well there.
Voted Mayhem, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I imagine looks like he's put it in the wall, teleported back to pits, and he has rejoined. Marshall comes into pits for his tyre change.
He'll be spewing about that.
Just having a look at Walsh. It's going to be enough, just. It's a bit bumpy. Giving him the Van Gisbergen treatment.
Jeez. Stewart's better look at that one afterwards.
Yeah, probably. Cicluna comes through and says thanks as well. Munro's hot on their heels.
So Castle's coming in for his mandatory pit.
Is he coming into pits, is he? He's still out and about.
Nope. Must have been the wrong part of the track. He might have had a little bit of an off.
Oh,
He's back there by himself now. Riley's got himself a nice little lead happening there.
He certainly has. Chris Munro pulls ahead of Daniel Walsh into turn one. And still, this is probably the tightest battle we've got on track at the moment.
There.
Otto was a bit wide, was he?
Yeah. He locked up a break. Done down the inside there.
He has done, yeah. Cicluna won't give up that easy though. He's got this entire main straight to get as much of a toe as he can. Line himself up into that first corner. As the Dart Wizard Chris Munro pulls into pits for his mandatory stop.
Reckon that's a strategic move by him to come in a couple of laps earlier?
Well, he'd be looking at 17 laps, so he's still got plenty. By the time he comes out, he'll have plenty of tyres left. at the end of the race, there's probably, yeah, I'd say to be strategic, he'd be going for an undercut of sorts. As long as he's got his fuel calculations right, which, knowing him, I'm sure he will.
Very surprised we didn't.
He's done it once or twice, but yeah, it's not that common. Smith is half a second down the road from Andrew Ferguson. Might be able to put a bit of a move on. Looking to the outside in the hairpin. No, that's not the hairpin, that's the sweeping left. Luna comes in as well. Smith's just left the door open. Almost had Marsden come through as well. As they get themselves into the main straight.
Fergo's definitely having himself a better race this time.
Yeah. Got Smith right up the inside of him. And they rub a little bit coming in. Fergo is much later on the brakes and holds it out.
Oh.
And he gets collected by Marsden. What else is doing that? Chris Munro is back out of pit lane and is now chasing down Daniel Sapluna. Delaney must have had a bit of a spill. He's dropping down the order. No, I'd imagine the tower is just doing its tower things as always. We'll switch back and have a look at Munro and Sapluna.
It doesn't look like there's too many people that have done their compulsory stop yet.
There are a lot of people that haven't stopped yet, so yeah. Delaney pulls ahead of Walsh. Half a race left. Ferguson comes in for a tyre change.
Battle going on with Marsden. McEwen there.
Munro pulls ahead of Sapluna into turn 1. Nice and comfortably. And we're watching the same thing.
Interesting to see if anyone does a later stop and comes out with a set of super softs.
Be intrigued to see if anyone goes for it.
Definitely do some quicker laps with those super softs.
And like I imagine, oh there we go, Zach O'Reilly's come in for his big stop. I imagine you probably could get 24, 25 laps on a set of softs here. Probably be at the tail end of as good as they're going to get. And then switch onto a set of supers for the last stretch might work. I suppose it's just a case of testing out the supers and see how long they last for your driving style.
Yeah. Yeah. Bigger balls than me, we do.
Newing and McEwen are in for their pit stops. As is Smith. So yeah, it looks like a lot of people are going for that mid-race stop.
Yeah.
A few people going for the early stop, but mostly mid-race.
Wilson and Marshall having themselves a little bit of a battle there.
Yeah. Looks like it's about as close. Newing and Mello will switch over and see what they're doing as well. More and more like it's going to be Newing, Mello and Richards all in one hit. With Ferguson looking like he's going to try and take a bite out of McEwen.
Definitely a bit more spread out in this race.
It was about this point where everything got tighter again in the last race, but throw a necessity to do pit stops into the mix, and it changes a lot.
That's just about everyone done their pit now, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Cotter might be going long. I feel like Betts is probably going long too. I think everyone, if I were to guess, everyone above O'Reilly hasn't pitted yet, I think. His Castle did drop down to 10th at one point.
Yeah, it looks like you're right. Got it through to Castle. Hasn't pitted.
Yeah.
Looks like Wilson hasn't pitted either. Sitting in 10th there.
Yeah, your timing tower is showing the little ones there. Oh yeah, you've got all the stops up. You've had a look. Yeah, right.
Just this little battle here between Wilson and Marshall. Wilson still has a pit stop to make.
Maybe he's hoping to hold on to as much ground as he can before having to make it.
So Munro sets the fastest lap.
Yeah, that sounds on brand for Munro. Wilson decides he still doesn't want to come in. He's gone 3/10 quicker that lap than Marshall did.
I'm trying to make a move down the outside.
Whether he'll go for the switchback. Nope, he's held wide. There we go. Cotter brings his car into pit lane.
What do you get done? 18 laps.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting to a point now where they could start to maybe consider the super softs. I don't think anyone would do it yet, but maybe.
Yeah.
Comes back out on normal softs. O'Reilly's having a look at Castle. Castle holding on to that 4th position for now until he has to pit. By the time he does pit, it'll drop him down to kind of that 10th or 11th position. Goes up the inside. Castle's good for the inside of that 2nd corner.
Bit of a touch there by the looks of it.
Yeah, right there might have been. Castle went to go defensive, but wasn't quick enough to hold it off. They both get locked up, slide around that corner. I'm sure they're both enjoying this.
Maybe having a ball.
Yeah.
I don't think there's too many other battles happening at the moment.
We got Chris trying to have a look at Matt. And Wilson is getting closer to Marshall as well by the look of things. So
Mellow's not too far off the back of Marsden.
Stops. Betts, Delaney, Walsh, Castle have not yet stopped.
Has O'Reilly completed his stop?
Apparently so. Yeah. That's right, he did come in a lot earlier. Still working on Matt Cotter. Meanwhile, James Delaney is doing what he can to wrangle first off the Betts. But again, they still need to pit.
Laps to go. Marshall and Wilson are still going at it.
They're within like 100th of each other by the look of things. On that lap time, and
Wilson's just made a bit of a mistake there. Coming through turn 1.
as Adam Betts finally brings it into the lane for his tyre change. That leaves us with James Delaney, Daniel Walsh and Andy Castle to do their pit stops. I get the feeling those guys are there. There we go. Andy Castle brings it in as well. As Walsh and Delaney switch positions, is that just the tower doing its weird thing, or is it is just the tower doing its weird thing? I was gonna say there was a good bit of time between those two.
Gotta get the loose there.
This is licking his lips, ready for it. So yeah, Betts and Castle have gone on to the Super Softs. That's bold.
That's a.
So
that is a bold
a
move.
long run to be putting the Super Softs on.
Yeah, well, I don't think you want to be any more than about 5 laps.
Yeah,
Well, Wilson takes
as
it.
long as you want it.
Wilson's taking a nice cross-country excursion there. Managed to rejoin, not too far off the back of Marshall again.
Looks like McEwen is about to have a go at Richards as well, as both Delaney and Walsh come in their pit stop, which then covers everyone off for pit stops. That kind of shakes up the order a lot. So yeah, Delaney and Walsh also come out onto the Super Softs a lap later. So we're going to be looking at Betts and Castle to see how they're travelling on those Super Softs in a lap or two.
It'll be very interesting to see how long they can make those tyres work for them.
Generally takes about a lap to turn them on. Hi Shaggy, I notice you have called it a night even though it's already called that. Kind of getting it nice and rear-endy there again. You get that on the big jobs. Trying to work out, like, if you're Chris Monroe, you're going, okay, cool, I'm on the podium, I've got third for now. Do I just sit here and hope Potter gets a bit too slippy? Or do you try and put a move on?
I reckon he'll put a move on. He might sit there for a little bit. I think towards the end, the later stages of this race here, he'll make his move.
Yeah, I can see that happening. They're both very even on lap time. It's that last lap. It's anything to go by. As Dens would say, it is what it is. Indeed. It's Munro, he'll have a go.
Yep.
Fair. We've still got Wilson looking at Marshall as best he can. He's been holding on to this one for a long time.
It's good driving by Marshall under pressure.
Made that car as wide as it can be. Wilson goes for a look up the inside. He pulls the car up nicely. Had good pace. We're having some nice battles. As long as you are having fun. This track is not an easy one.
It's deceiving. It seems like it should be easier. It's very wide. Hewins all over the back of Richards.
It's true.
Find a way past.
All off camber? Yeah, sure is. I get the feeling Chris Monroe's backed out of it with Cotter for the time being. Maybe he's trying to fuel save. Hard to know. These guys on Super Softs are doing 49.3s. I'm not sure what the other guys are doing at the moment. Castle just did a 48.5 on Supers. We've got these guys doing 51s and 49s. 50-50.
Definitely a bold move to stick those super softs on.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're going to do it, now would be the time you'd do it.
Yeah,
At least. At least I would if I was going to do it.
Yeah, asking 10 laps out of those, I think is a bit of a stretch.
And if it were a shorter track, like last week's track, you could get 10 laps out of it. But
yeah, absolutely.
This track being an easy double the length, or close enough to that it doesn't matter. Yeah, 10 laps is going to be asking a little bit too much. Wilson is indeed having a go. He's been having a go for ages. He has been fighting tooth and nail to get that one more position.
Got to give it to him. He hasn't given up.
No, he hasn't. Definitely keeping Marshall honest.
Yeah, I think Marshall's very busy in there.
Yeah. Like Luke Newing and Andrew Ferguson are chopping and changing positions back there as well.
So they're still having a battle at the back then.
Yeah.
Hasn't been Ferguson's weekend, unfortunately.
No. No, it might just be one of those tracks for him. It's just not for him, this one.
Yeah, I got a few of those.
Yeah, look, to be fair, this track is on my list of not for me tracks as well, so...
Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm just not good at it.
It's like Marsden's coming to have a look at the Marshall and Wilson battle.
Slowly closing that gap.
Yeah. Marshall runs out as close to the inside as he can to try and cover her off. Wilson might get... Nope, not quite. McEwen and Richards switching positions back there.
I don't think we'll see anyone challenge O'Reilly from here. He's just run away with that lead.
I was wondering whether or not I should mention that, or whether it'd be cursing him.
Well, you can blame me if it does.
Oh, and Wilson's given Marshall, yep. Just as we switch over to it. That's a shame.
Yes, unfortunately, I think the stewards will have something to say about that one post race.
Certainly. So Daniel Walsh did a 150 point something on his supers. Castle's just done a 49.9 on the supers. It's probably too little too late at this point. But
Yeah,
I feel like those guys on the supers for now at least, assuming they haven't worn their tyres thin, should be fine. Probably won't make up any ground, but they probably won't lose any either.
if Munro's going to make a move, he's definitely running out of time.
He's kind of just dropped back and probably figured, well, this is... If it's pretty good, I'll settle in here.
Probably a smart move. Already into round 3.
Yeah, round 3's almost done. At least for these guys, anyway.
So Marsden having a good battle.
Marsden tries to cover it off, keep the door closed. Wilson gets later on the brakes.
Marsden's gone for the switchback.
Yeah. He's got the better position into this next corner. Look at that. It's fantastic driving.
It's beautiful.
Wilson has a bit of a better run, yeah. He's been running that inside line a lot, but again, Marsden, knowing that he's going to end up running out wide,
takes that straight back.
Yeah. This is going to be back and forth for the next lap and a half, I imagine. With Mello hot on their heels.
Yeah, and then a bit further back, Marshall, Richards, and McEwen are getting into it.
This quadruple apex right-hander. Wilson's come out worse for wear on it.
Oh, almost turned it around.
Almost. Munro's stripped that time out of Matt Cotter for the final lap. might be too little too late,
It's a late move.
but I reckon he's going to give it his all. He's probably been fuel saving and tyre saving as best he can. And now it's time to put pressure on. One last ditch effort. At this stage, Chris Munro's only hope is that that Cotter makes a bit of a mistake.
It's not out of the question.
No, certainly not. But we'll have a look here as our race leader finishes up the final few corners to bring it home for race 2.
It's a good drive by
Nicely
Riley.
done, yeah. Munro can't quite make it happen. Sequina holds off for a 4th. Betts rounds out our top 5. Walsh, which I believe that's his series best so far, in 7th. And Castle in 8th. That'll be his series best thus far.
Oh, Richards just come together with Marshall.
Oh, that's no good.
Richards find themselves in the fence.
The worst possible time for that to happen too. McEwen and Marshall bring it home. Newing and Ferguson. And then Richards.
Not sure what happened with Smith.
No, he decided he'd had enough. And that's it for tonight's racing at the Bend for round 3 at AK Racing. Next week we will be back at the Bend for the Super 2 drivers. Best of luck in that one, Joshua.
Thank you.
And we will leave it there for tonight. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for joining me in commentary tonight as well. Much appreciated.
No dramas. Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. And we will see you all next week.